So I used to work in a warehouse, and basically there was two sides of the conveyor of which the parcels would come down. And if you're working alongside someone else, they might be really nice. And so you actually kind of end up in this like mini relationship for the time that you're in your shift, where if they miss a parcel, you collect it for them and you give it to them. And if you miss a parcel, they'll do the same thing. And it's actually really generous at the beginning. There's always thank yous because actually you're really grateful that someone has your back. But as time goes on throughout their shift, it becomes the norm. It's no longer this unexpected generosity, it's actually normality. And I remember catching myself at one point where I caught one of their parcels, gave it to them, and I didn't get a thank you. And I was kind of like, oh, but actually that's an important thing we need to remember. Don't expect to be rewarded for what you're supposed to do. Now, I know in this circumstance, it's not a supposed to, but we had kind of made this relationship where this is what we expected of each other, where they would catch my parcels, I would catch theirs. And after a while, it's the norm. It's what we're supposed to do. And so if you're looking for a thank you for everything that you're doing, if you're supposed to be doing it, you shouldn't be expecting a reward. Like, you don't expect a well done for doing the dishes, do you? I mean, maybe some people do, but you shouldn't. And that's an important thing. See, each one of us have what I would call a love bank. Every single act of generosity, everything we do that meets our other half's love languages, actually we're pouring into that love bank. And so actually when we need something, we're able to make a deposit without putting our balance in deficit. We're not withdrawing what we don't have. And so when you're pouring constantly into your partner, when you're doing things that they didn't expect, when you're doing things that they love, that make them feel cared for, that make them feel special, actually you're able to build up a balance that when you need something, they don't feel like you're abusing them, they don't feel like you're taking from them, they're happy to give it to you. But in the same way, you can't be expecting a thank you for every single thing that you do for them, because actually that is your job. Like, you are their partner, you are their friend, whatever the situation is, even if it's just at work, that's what you're supposed to do. And so we've got to build this into our lives, of constantly being able to deposit into other people around us, constantly being able to push into them, so that actually when we need something in our lives, it's not so much of a burden on them to have to, withdraw from themselves and give back to us. I think this is a really key point in relationships, in friendships, in work colleagues, because we don't do this enough. We're always going, well, how can I get for myself? How can I take out? And we're constantly withdrawing from something we haven't deposited anything in. Start depositing love and acceptance and friendship into the people around you. And trust me, when you need it, they'll be there for you and they'll be happy to give it to you.